Alright, guys, I'm Bradu, and welcome back to my adventure in Terra Invictus. We're playing Shadowdark. The crew escaped the mushroom folk, the aggressive mushroom folk, last session, and made it back to Camadoon, where we need to do a few things. The main thing we're gonna do, we're gonna rest up. We're gonna take a whole day here in Camadoon just to fart around. Um, buy whatever gear we need. I kind of always do this thing where I just do like I don't know. I subtracted 20 gold from my inventory, and we get more torches. We get more arrows. Anything we need. Orgo, I know, needed a weapon, but I think I got that figured out. Yeah, he bought his great axe before. Um, a lot of things going on. I will say that's one thing about doing this big adventure like this. I now have so many different leads. It's like, what the heck? So we're going to talk to King Dendor, who welcomes us back to Camadoon, says he's glad to see us all alive, and we tell him, well, all but one of us. I don't know if he even met Heeg. So we lost Heeg and couldn't recover his body either. Um, and let's see. We let him know kind of what we've been up to. We met a red dragon nearby in the mountains, Sizzle Puff, and in order to save our own arses and convince her not to kill us, we gave her uh, a pipe, the pipe of the rolling hills, which she seemed to quite enjoy. So we weren't exactly friendly, but we survived that encounter and at least have a neutral, relationship there for now. We'll tell them that we were halfway through a dungeon where we battled a vampire, and there's more to explore there. And the monks of the monks of Zochi, I believe, that we found that are young gentlemen more or less hiding out from the war, and that's. But the important thing that the dwarves are going to be interested in about that is that we found that the drow were using that well to get to the surface and make attacks on that abbey, or on that abbey, on those monks. So he'll probably want to send some dwarves to go deal with that. We'll go back there anyway because I want to go do the rest of that dungeon, but the, we're probably at least a couple sessions away from getting there. I think that's the main stuff. I don't think we need anything else here right now. So, I think what we really have to do is travel to Mirecourt, which is just one hex over. And I don't remember. I know we've been to Mirecourt, but man, it was way back, I think, towards the beginning. Probably been there multiple times, but I would have to like check my notes. So that's what I mean. It's getting confusing where the heck we are in the grand scheme of all of this. So we're gonna go to Mirecourt. The number one thing in Mirecourt is Thane is going to take. So let's change. We don't really have anything to do. I got off this map, but really we don't have anything to do here. I don't think I need to roll any dice to do the resting or whatever. We can re-heal all of our stuff here. Oh, Thane has to. Okay, so both Thane and Abbott have an order of business when we get to Mirecourt and the Temple of Kamak. So let's get to Mirecourt. Oh, I know. One thing I wanted to do was while in Camadoon is get another rumor if we haven't already. Vast silver mine that supports. Wait. A vast silver mine that supports the city, but non-dwarves will never see it. Um, hmm. Okay. Anyway, on to Mire Court. So we have mostly dwarves. So there is okay, I think what it's saying is there is a vast silver mine that actually is kind of interesting. That the dwarves know of a vast silver mine that is what supports Camadoon. And what I take from that is I probably should have waited. I think I made a random roll, so I did it fair, but I probably should have waited and had Orgo get his silver great axe here because they would have silver, things made of silver. Anyway, on to Mire Court. Abbott has been fasting. Thane, I would say, also probably has been fasting since he lost Shield of Faith. I rolled a nat 1, so he lost Shield of Faith several days ago and needs to do penance. So penance is a little tricky. I know. I actually have the answer to that. Okay, so I'm not going to change the map. Whatever. We are going to the Temple of Kamak. Orgo and Nura are going one way. Thane and Abbott are going the other way. Thane and Abbott go to the temple. And let's read about the temple. Okay, I like the structure, but I don't think I have a perfect map for that anyway. So we're going to go... hang on, maybe I will. Alright, so this is actually a pretty cool map for the Temple of Kamak. It is a raised stone platform with an arrangement of 16 columns in a circle. So we're just going to pretend there's 16 columns here instead of 8. And Thane brings Abbott in and says, "Alright, Abbott, are you ready for this? We're going to have to pray." And they pray to Kamak. And Thane, for his penance, is going to be given back the use of Shield of Faith by his act of faith was converting Abbott to Kamak, or at least, to some degree, introducing Abbott to Kamak. I think that's plenty to get his penance. He had already paid it before he lost the spell, essentially. Abbott has done his best, so I don't know that he's full on oh, I'm a priest like you now. I think he still is a fighter barbarian type, but he is going to pray, and he did his fast from the ale, at least. Became ginger ale drinker instead of ale drinker for a while there. And how does that play out? I think the question is, does he immediately get back his constitution? I'm going to say, I'm going to roll at advantage, and I'm just going to make it an oracle check. And then I'm going to interpret what I think. Whew! So that's a yes, but not all at once. Now, on that note, how do I play that out? I don't really want to count days and count whatever, but I'm going to say, let's say he immediately gets back some of his constitution. Maybe what I'll do is rather than trying to count days and whatever, maybe what I'll try and do is count every session. I'll give him back 2 con points until he gets back. Let's do that. So he's starting to feel better. He regains 2 con points already, but it'll be a few sessions before he's fully back to health. And do we need to do anything else? For him, for this, I feel like there was more to that, but my brain got a little bit sidetracked in between, 4 sessions ago when that was the thing we needed to do. Oh, here's Meyercourt. I don't seem to have any special notes about what happened that trip to Meyercourt. Like I said, I'm pretty sure we've been there more than once. We need to buy a new lantern. Okay, well, let's just continue on. So now we're going to go with Meyercourt, huh? Let's go to a random map and call it Meyercourt, where Nura is. That probably will work. There. Nura and Borgo are over here somewhere with their other buddy. I just had a thought, a memory. I picked Nura's sculpt because this like mini, because I had painted it. It kind of fit what the theme of what I rolled her up to be, a ranger. But I hate the paint job. I hate this. As far as me painting something, this is probably my least favorite one I've ever painted. I was like, oh well, this is Shadowdark. She's gonna die anyway. And here she is. Like, her rolls suck, but she's still here. So she's now pretty amazing with the bow. So she is going to use her charisma to try to find someone else to join our party. I don't totally feel like I need another party member. I'm doing okay with her and the 3 dwarves. But I do feel like the specialist nature of having a wizard to do magic was really awesome. And nothing has happened like organically to like find a... We really have only had one chance to pick up an NPC. I guess a couple, but we're gonna actively look for a wizard. So first, let me just glance at Meyercourt and see what's going on here. Yeah, we've already done the dungeon here. So she's just gonna try to ask around and see if there's any wizard in town. I think we're just gonna go probably... So to be suitable for our party now is probably gonna be kind of difficult, but she does have a high charisma. So can she get a lead on this? I'm gonna say it's gonna be hard. I'm gonna say her check is a 15, which I think is hard. But if she gets at least the normal check, I might have some sort of answer for that. She doesn't at all. Doggone it. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use the luck token for this roll, because I don't think we're going to have a combat heavy session, so let's go for it. No, even worse. Okay, so forget about the wizard. Does she want to bother trying to find a thief then? Yeah, sure. Let's see if she can ask around and come up with any thief leads. 20. There's our answer. So we're not going to get a wizard. We're going to get a thief. So on that note, we're going to roll up a new character. And the only thing I'm going to do, because I was looking for a thief, I'm going to allow one... We'll just roll normal, right? But I'm going to allow one switch so that I can make sure my dexterity doesn't blow. So maybe I'll end up with a high dex anyway. And maybe, man, I still want the thief. But anyway, we're just going to roll our ability scores and see what happens. Here we go. We're going for it. No farting around. We got a 9. Strength. We got a 13 dex. Actually not bad. We've got a 5 con. Oh, crap. 7 intelligence. This is not great. 12 wisdom and 9 So guess what? That is a throwaway character. No 14s. And thank God, because with a 5 con, screw that. 9. Still a 9 strength. 7 dex. What do I do if I still get throwaways? 10. You can't roll. Oh my God. 6. You can't roll 4 times, can you? I need at least a 14. Oh, there's an 18. Wow. The 18 would have been wisdom. We have an interesting character here. Oh my gosh. Look at this. So I said I'd allow 1 switch. So obviously the dex comes into here, 18, and the wisdom becomes 7. So we have a 5 charisma, 7 wisdom, 6 intelligence, 9 strength, with the 18 dex. Interesting character. All right, let's just go for the rest of the stuff. I'm a little tempted to go outside of the book for this. Like, what I mean is, we have dwarf, elf, goblin, half-orc, halfling, human. I don't want a... Well, I don't want a goblin. I was going to say I don't want a goblin. I kind of don't want a dwarf. We got enough of those. But how cool would it be if it was a dwarf still, too? So, maybe I'll roll a d8 instead of a d6. No, it's not even a d6, is it? Oh, it is. Random character. No, it's a d12. I was going to say... Let me check something real quick. Oh, no. Okay, I was trying to decide if I wanted to bring in a third-party ancestry. I think I'm not going to. We're just going to roll. For some reason, if I don't like what I get, maybe I'll do something else. 9 is a halfling. That's kind of fun. So we'll have a halfling thief. Should we go, let's go male or female? Is it, let's just go 50-50. 1, 2, 3 male, 4, 5, 6 female, male. Almost wanted a female just for kicks. I guess I could have made it, isn't the names, halfling names, might change the one. Myrtle. See, Myrtle, I don't know if I love that anyway. That's funny though. Let's roll one more time and see if I come up with something I like different or better. I've already had a Daisy. I don't like Myrtle either, though, to be honest with you. I've had most of these, now that I think about it. I was thinking about that the other day. I would like to see another... Oh, there is another name thing, isn't there? There's a name generation in here that's like choosing your name by... What is it? Oh, shoot. Choosing your name by... Here we go. Character names. No, that's not it. Darn it. Maybe I'm dreaming. By prefix and suffix instead of... Oh, it's NPCs. That's what it is. Naming NPCs. It is in here. Rival Crawlers. Party name. Is this where it is? NPC names. Let's try this, just for kicks. 913 Marvin. I kind of like that. Marvin with a Y. Marvin with a Y. Okay. That'll work. Marvin. Alright, Marvin. So I'll work on getting a mini for him. Let's roll him out. So I think the question is going to be, I don't love starting a character. In fact, who was it? Nick. I think Nick was doing this. Is it fair to start a character at higher than level 1? And he got a lot of people who were like, why would you ever do that? Or yes, that's cheating, or whatever. I kind of knew where he was going at, which is probably this scenario right here. My party is level 5. If I had a level 1, Marvin's probably gonna die right away. If I start at level 5, that's pretty cheaty. What if we just go... What if I just roll a d4 and that's your starting level? That way you're not starting at level 5, but you might start close. So you could start as high... I think I still have 2 characters at level 4. So you might start as high as Abbott. And here we go. We're just going. This is your level. 1, 2, 3, or 4? Level 4. Okay, Marvin is a level 4. Which is going to be a little trickier to create, but not totally. I'm going to use, let's see, does GM or players, I kind of want a background that is thematic to the thief. Is there I know I have a thematic background somewhere. Oh, maybe not. Okay, we'll just see what this one gives us. 20. Surgeon. Anatomy, surgery, first aid. Kind of interesting. Let's try one more, though. It's definitely a surgeon. Chirurgion. Which I'm calling surgeon, so I don't have to say that over and over. Okay, that's kind of interesting. Maybe good with a dagger. Maybe good with first aid in some way. Anatomy, maybe that's how they know where to stab. Weak points. That's kind of cool. Okay, I'm not going to worry about alignment. We're going to say thief. We are going hit points. We got level 4. Thief has D4. Well, wait. No con, bonus, or whatever. So we get 4d4 is our hit points, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 hit points at level 4. Is that really all? Woo! Don't get hit. We have backstab. We have thievery. We have talents. So we get a talent to start and then a talent at level 3. Is that correct? So thief talent to start. It's going to be 11. Ooh, plus 1 melee and ranged. And second talent is going to be plus 1 melee and ranged. So plus 2 to melee and ranged. Not what I was hoping for. Though at least it's both melee and ranged, because if you get the plus 2 to strength, dex, or charisma, I'm already kind of maxed out at dex. So the backstab would be awesome. Yeah, actually, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. And I will be dex-based probably all the way. And the bad news is I just got the kick-assest armor for a thief, but I have Abbott wearing it. And maybe Abbott's busting out of it. Should I be able to just hand that over? It is, what is it? No, I kind of want Abbott to still have it. Because a halfling already gets invisibility once a day. So, yeah, cool. Anything else I need to do for rolling up my character on the fly? Starting gear. I'm kind of going to give whatever gear I think is fair, because at level 4, would they have anything? Maybe we'll roll up some cool stuff. I mean, we're going to go with leather armor, and I'm actually even going to go studded leather armor. I'll go studded leather. I'll put this on a character sheet at some point. Probably short bow or short bow, right? Can I do crossbow? I don't think so with a thief. Crossbow. Oh, crossbow or short bow. Maybe crossbow, but then they can't move. I like the crossbow, actually. Crossbow. Usually I start with like nothing. And I think I want to go with the short sword, but per the rules, it's not a finesse weapon. I don't love that. Dagger is like literally the only finesse weapon. I want a finesse short sword, frankly. So I'm going to do that. I refuse to say that a D4 weapon is the only one you can use your dex for. So we're going to call that, but I'm going to say, do we have, I'm just going to make this a roll. Do we have a magic item? And if so, do we have a magic item? 19, yes. And, yes, but. I think it's pretty likely that it's a weapon or armor. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Weapon or armor. So on that note, should I just go back to the... Well, what's my thing? Sorry, I'm doing this the slow way. Treasure tables. This is my own treasure table. If it was either utility, it wouldn't be wand. Utility, weapon, or armor. Let's go like this. Utility is only a 1. Armor is a 2 or 3. Weapons 4, 5, or 6. I feel like weapons most likely. Utility. All right. So it's got to be something thematic to a rogue or a thief at least. So what would it be? How do I roll a random without... Okay, there's a bunch of things on here. So let's just see. Let's see what happens if we come up with anything thematically that would fit. For a cloak. I like that, I think. Cloak. Benefit. D12. This is kind of important. And, oh, does it have a curse? Maybe it does. Maybe it does. I'll just roll this for the whether it has a benefit or a curse. But it for sure has a benefit. 7 is a benefit and a curse. So let's just roll 2 things, and I will swap them if it makes more sense for my thief. 6 and 1. Woof. Okay. I don't like those. I don't like either of them, actually. The way that it pairs up. So let's try the GM companion. Where's that? Because I know it's got a good one too, but I don't think it's a D12. I bet it's a D20, which means I can't use those same rules. That's funny. Utility item type. Ooh, there's a lot. Features. Not worried about that. Yep, it is. So I'm going to do the same thing here. 16 and 3. That makes no sense. Oh, it came up with one of the same things. So we might go with that. Yeah, we are going to go with that. And 3. Ooh. Wow. I don't know how to play this one out. Okay. So the benefit is going to be immune to, and it's going to be either poison, fire, cold, electricity. But the list is different on both of them. So I'm going to use the core book for this. Immunity to fire, cold, electricity, or poison. Fire. That's funny. Fire immunity. In which case, the curse says slowly rots all other non-magical items that touch it. So I just don't even know how I would play that out. It's a cloak. I just don't love it. I just don't love it. And the other one up here would have been... Oh, that's not... Disadvantage on every other initiative check? Ugh. I also would never remember to do that. And I roll group... I roll group initiative, so... Maybe there's just not a curse. Maybe it's just... I don't know. I'll think about that. I'm not sure. I don't like curses, so I can roll another curse and then I go, oh, I don't want that one either. You cannot be healed by magic. Yeah, screw that. Take the cloak off and heal me. So, I think if there's a curse, it might be that it doesn't always work. That you're immune to fire, like half the time. That would be kind of fun, right? Cloak of fire immunity, 50-50 chance. How about that? That'd be fun. All right, so I hate that I rolled all these things that I ignored. But we're going to add Marvin, the Churgergeron thief, halfling, level 4, 8 measly hit points, with a pretty rad cloak, and I'll figure out the actual stats and we'll add that in. And one more thing about that is there's part of a reason that I wanted to re-add a thief or a wizard. Did I have something? No, I guess not. I guess not. Okay, anyway. All right. Catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching. This was a rambly episode, but sometimes that's how it goes.